Hey DDO gamers, what's going on? Axel here. Today I'm going to go over a few random DDO topics, and also I'm going to go over my character, give an update of how it's progressing, and all that while running a little Epic 3-Barrel Cove. It's my first time actually ever running Epic 3-Barrel Cove. Start with Legend of Two-Toed Tobias. Now I have run this heroic a few times. This life on this character actually did run all the quests through on heroic just because it's not a chain I had played much, and even though the XP was bad, I wanted to give it a whirl, and I knew at that time that the epic was coming, so I wanted to try and learn the quests. And I have soloed this once before, but I don't know how it's different in epic, and I don't know the quest too well, so hopefully I don't get lost here. First of all, I've been doing a little work on the channel. I'm trying to put up about I'm aiming for 2 videos a week at least, and I'm sticking to that. I've been trying to make it prettier. I've been adding thumbnails to all the videos. When I started, I didn't do that, but I'm doing it now. I just want to make the channel look a little presentable, a little different from the typical channels you see, which people just upload the videos and make zero effort to do anything, not even put sound on it or commentate. Alright, let me switch off my swimming item. And I'm just trying Epic Hard. I was thinking about Epic Elite, but I'm doing commentation, and I didn't commentation, I just made up a word. I'm doing commentary, and I didn't want anything that was going to get me killed. Okay. As for my character, lately I've been grinding Epic Orchard. I've started on, not completely finished, but started on putting together my character's final gear set, and I have about, I would say about 2/3 of the slots filled with what I want to be my final gear set. Now I don't have all those items that I want yet, but I'm saying I have an idea of what my final build set's going to be, and a lot of it's going to be made up of the Epic Orchard items. I've picked up maybe 6 Epic Orchard items so far. I want to aim to get a couple more. One that I'm missing is, I haven't gotten yet, are the boots from Temple of All. The Temple of All has some very nice boots in there, the Epic Boots of the Innocent. They're great for a variety of builds, and this build definitely wants them. Okay. Map, let's fix you. So I guess this leads me to go back south, I believe. I have not run the raid yet, Mark of Death. There are very few LFMs. I played all this weekend, and what the heck? Where am I going here? Okay, up here. Okay, there are very few LFMs up for Mark of Death. Most people have grinded it out already. A large, I won't say most, but a large contingent of people have raid timer bypassed their way through the raid already, and a lot of people have gotten what they want. So LFMs are actually few and far between, even though the raid's only, what, a month old or so. And it's pretty sad. I was even thinking of putting up my own LFM the other day and just saying, hey, I've never run the raid before, but come, let's learn. I ended up not doing that though. I had some real life stuff to attend to. It's okay though, because while the loot's really good, there's nothing in the raid that screams must have for me. The only thing that I would like to have is the trinket, the Epic Litany of the Dead, which would be nice, but it's not a must have. And my character is actually lawful good. Well, obviously, since he's a pally splash, as I've said in other videos, but he could not wear that without losing a negative level. It has the Taint of Evil feature on it, which if you are lawful good, I believe, it might just be good, you can't wear it. or you can wear it, but you'll suffer a negative level. And I've read a post on the forums today where people were talking about, is it worth it to wear it even if I'm a pally? And most people said, yeah, it's still worth it even if you are paladin, because it's that good of an item. What it does, if you're not aware, is that adds, I believe, a +2 profane bonus to all your stats, and it adds a bonus. Well, I think that's all, actually. I was thinking it also added a bonus to your saves. I can't remember, but it might also added +1 to your saves. But as a pally splash, you'd lose some HP because you get a negative level because of the Taint of Evil, and you'd also, let me see, I believe, lose +1 to save, something like that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just go on the wiki, ddowiki.com, and you can check it out. But it probably is the best item from the new pack, especially for some builds like DC casters who really need that extra +2 profane to their stats. But a guy like me, like this build, who's not focused on DCs, really, it's not a break or break thing. I'm running 3-Barrel Cove mainly because I want to well, 1, experience the content, and 2, I would like to get one item at least. The Iron Mitts I definitely want. They're basically an upgrade to the purple Dragon Knight gauntlets, which I'm wearing right now. They basically, they have the 30% healing amp, which is very important, and they also have, I believe it's a +8 to strength and some kind of resistance, but I mainly am going to want them for the healing amp. I've also been keeping an eye out for the Deathworm raid. I would like to start running some Deathworms. Unfortunately, that raid has also suffered the same fate as Mark of Death, in that it's pretty much been raid timer bypassed out by a lot of players, and or players have duped their mats, so a lot of people aren't running it, and it's really hard to find a group. You know, I'm not a cheater. I'm not gonna research and find out how to dupe. I'm never gonna do that. That's cheating, and it honestly, to me, it kind of, what's the purpose of playing if you're gonna dupe? It just doesn't make sense to me. The point of playing is to advance your character. If you just immediately get to the end, I don't see the point. But I would like to start running some Deathworms so I could get a tier 3 Thunderforge. Unfortunately, it's been, haven't seen hardly any LFMs, so I don't know if I will ever get a tier 3 Thunderforge on this guy, just because it's going to be hard to get those 20 raids in, and it's going to take probably around 20 raids for me to get it. The problem is the Philogistans, which you need for the tier 3 ingredient. They only drop in that raid in the end chest, so in order to make a tier 3 you have to run that raid. I have a few from Last Life. I think I have 3 or 4 Philogistans, but you need 30, and I can probably get 20 if I can run the raid, maybe on E-Hard, a couple times a week. And the 20th reward list for Deathworm offers 10 flogs on it, so if I can get to 20, I think that should be enough for me to make an item. Alright, I'm still trying to figure out my way through this quest. I don't know what the point of dropping down in that hole was. There's a draft, and let's see if my True Seeing, which I think I already have on, is going to find it, and it's not. I miss the days where True Seeing would find any hidden door. It used to be, well, recently they added a skill check to it, but before, if you had True Seeing, you could find all hidden doors. These enemies in this quest are dying awfully fast. I should have done Epic Elite. I'm saying that now, and watch there be some trap here at the end. I think there is a trap. The main reason I didn't do Epic Elite was because I think there's a swimming trap, and I don't want to die. Swimming here. Yep, looks like a swimming area. A couple interesting topics. Someone in the cleric forum posted a build that they were looking at. They wanted to do basically a generalist build, and I chimed in there. If you've read my other videos, you'll see that I'm not a fan of generalist builds. I think you need to, as a cleric, you need to pick either melee or casting and go all out. If you try to do both, you're most likely going to be poor or subpar at both. It's better to be able to do DPS well in one area than to do kind of cruddy DPS or so-so DPS in both areas. In my About Me video, I talked about my first build, which was a wisdom-based battle cleric, and it was just horrible. It could not kill anything. I mean, it could kill stuff, but could kill stuff not near as well as a build like this that I'm running right now. So if you want to run a battle cleric, forget about being a caster, because bottom line is there's just not enough room to do both. You don't have enough feats, and you don't have enough gear slots to devote to both. If you're going to be a good caster, you need certain casting feats. You need spell focus, evocation, maybe necro. You need heighten. You need maximize, quicken. You need possibly spell focus in another area. I think I'm going in circles here. Okay, I need to go south, I think. No, I can't go south. I guess I need to go upstairs. But you need spell focus. You you need certain casting feats to be a caster, and to be a melee, you can't be a good melee and just take, say, power attack. You've got to take power attack. You've got to take improved critical. You've got to take one of the fighting lines, either two-handed fighting line, single weapon fighting line, or two-weapon fighting line. And you're going to want to take the epic feats, which are like your great perfect two-handed fighting, perfect two-weapon fighting, stuff along those lines. Alright, here's an enemy. Maybe we're headed in the right direction. Oh, I gotta go down. That's what see, these maps, these layered maps really confuse me sometimes. I was looking for where to go, but I've got to go down. But bottom line, to be a caster and to be a melee, you just don't have enough feats and gear slots to fit them all in. Oh, here we go. Here's the valve we need to turn. So in that particular thread I was talking about, I gave the person the advice to pick a route and go with it. I'm not sure if the person agrees, but all I can do is throw out my opinion. There's a couple other changes, updates in the works. They're talking about changing healing amp, which makes sense to me. Basically, if you're not aware, what they want to do... Alright, I think the water was in this room, so where do I gotta go? I think I need to go... Yeah, let's just look up here again. But what they want to do is change healing amp from a multiplicative system, like it is right now, to a system that is additive. Here we go. This is where we need to go. Now I'm going to put on my death ward because something dispelled me. Alright. But they want to change it from a multiplicative system. Right now, if you're not aware, the way the system works is if you say you have 30% healing amp, 20% healing amp, and 10% healing amp, you don't have, that doesn't add. It's not like if you have those tiers, you don't do 30 plus 20 plus 10 for 60% healing amp. It's multiplicative, so you have 30 times 20 times 10 instead. And that gives you a bigger value. Now the reason they're switching from a multiplicative system to an additive system is they've reached a ceiling with it. They can't add anything else to the system because the numbers are going to get too huge. Say if it was additive, the numbers aren't going to explode with, say they added another tier, say they added a 40% healing amp tier. That's going to produce some major numbers on a multiplicative system, because when you multiply a bigger number, when you continue to multiply bigger numbers times bigger numbers, you get huge numbers. So I think it's a positive change. They want to put more healing into the game, which is good. It's this character is kind of feels so about it. He has enough healing amp already, but hopefully the changes will allow him to slot it better. Maybe I can fit in a couple other things. There's been more talk on the forums about bypass timers, and I already did a whole video on this, and you can listen to that if you want to hear my opinion on it. But in short, people are continuing to talk about it, and I think that eventually we're going to see some kind of developer response. If enough people keep getting vocal about it, and I think it's obvious how bad it's been for the game. Alright, here we go. I was getting worried I was going to be lost again. But it's pretty obvious these bypass timers have been terrible for the game. And I think, especially seeing the Mark of Death, the impacts of the Mark of Death. I mean, the raid's dead already. I played, like I said, I played all weekend, and I did not see. I think I saw one elephant for Mark of Death, and this is a new raid. And that's concerning. The raid has in large part already been farmed out by people who've used tons of bypass timers, whether they're honest or not, and there's a large segment of players who have been duping these timers. And it really concerns me because I don't think there's any possible way we're going to get an end game until we get rid of until we find some way to extend the life of raids. Alright, let's try to hit the barrels as I go. Sometimes I get the bonus, sometimes I don't. Oops, am I going the right way? Nope, I am not. Well, is there something for me to pull? Oh, shoot the levers. Here we go. Alright. And this is one reason why I always carry a thrower with me. You never know when you need to range something. Every character needs to have some kind of ranged ability. Put on my swimming gear. Alright. And this is the part I was afraid of for running this on Epic Elite. That's the reason I did not run on Epic Elite, because I believe we have some traps in here, if I remember correctly. Come on. Again, the multi-layered map thing just screwing me up. There's got to be... Like, am I blind? Am I missing the... Okay, it looks like it's... I thought I could go up here. I guess that's top of the cave. Okay, here we go. Here's a lever. Alright, is that going to open something for us? Well, oh, here we go. Alright. Thought I was going crazy for a second there. It looked like I could walk right through, but I need to pull that lever first. Also in the forums this week, there's a lot of talk about Master's Blitz. Okay, and here we go. Before I get into that topic, let's boss. Wow, they really did a sweet revamp of him. I really like that. That looks neat. I'm lagging a little bit, but that is really cool. I like how he looks. He's got a cool Wraith of the Pirate hat on. That's pretty sweet. But there's talk on the forums, more talk about Master's Blitz, and I chimed in quite a bit. I think two-weapon fighting has some decent success, but I have not. With the two-handed fighting, seems to really be at a disadvantage. Problem is, it's based on hits, and with the two-handed fighting, you're going for big, powerful hits, but not very frequent hits. And so I've been having a lot of problems with it, needless to say. Two-weapon fighting seems to be doing okay, though, so maybe it's just a ability that's going to have to be used by two-weapon fighters, but not so much two-handed fighters. I like to see them find some way to balance it between the different fighting styles. They are, one of the developers, maybe Cordovan, or maybe it was Severlin, popped in and said that they are looking to change it for next update. They're looking to have the thing start with 3 charges, which should help some. So I'll reevaluate and try it again at that time. So I'll withhold my opinions until I see the new version, although I'm not very optimistic because, as I've said in other videos, the problem is the 10% miss chance. There's just too big of a variance, and that's what they need to address. As right now, the ability is just not dependable, and that's the real problem. But since we're near the end of the video, I'll withhold my rant for now. I could go on another rant about it, but that'll have to wait to another video. Alright, let's pull the chest. There is I believe it drops from this quest, a Curse Blade of Jack Gibbers, which if you have it, it's a clicky that allows you to you can raise yourself if you die as a Wraith, I believe, and you can fight kind of as an undead creature for a minute or two after you've died. So that'd be sweet, but the drop rate's very low, so unless I get ridiculously lucky, I'm not going to get it. I did get something, Coffin Nail, I think that's a thrower. What is it? Oh, that's pretty neat. Well, it's a nice little improvement to my current thrower, which I have to admit I have not updated. I'm pathetically using a minimum level 6 thrower just because I don't care. I don't use it ever. It's normally just a lever thing for me, but there'll be a little upgrade for that, so that won't hurt. Alright, well, that'll do it for this video. I appreciate you watching, and again, please stay tuned to the channel. I'll have more videos coming out. My plan, as I said at the beginning of this video, is to put out about 2 videos a week. So I hope you tune in, and I will see you next time. Thanks for listening.